Hey, what's going on, everybody? What up, what up, what up? You know what I'm saying? Get up, get out, get some. You know what I'm saying? Old school outcast song. You got to get up, get out, and get something, right? Motivation. You know what I'm saying? Motivation Monday. It's Motivation Monday. Get up, get to it, man. Let's go, let's go. Whatever your dreams are, push it. Whatever you want to do in life, push it. Whatever you've been thinking about, push it. Um, Whatever you really want to aspire to, push it. You know what I'm saying? Use this as a motivation for you, man. These words. If you're tapping in with me, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy. You know how I do, man. Y'all had the weekend off. I get y'all the weekend off. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta deal with me for the weekend. You can go off and have some fun. Do whatever you gotta do, whatever it is, right? You know what I'm saying? I'll let you have that. But then on Monday through Friday, it's your boy. Daily affirmations from your boy Tyler Moore. They Hunter Stiz the prophet, the God, is your baby. Let's go. Hey, um, you know what I'm saying? Much love, man. Basketball, man. Full effect here, man. The playoffs, NBA. You know what I'm saying? T Wolves, man, doing a thing, man. 2-1, man. Wolves in 5. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do. Um, be who you gotta be. You know what I'm saying? The world is yours. Wolves in 5. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the motto, baby. Wolves in 5, baby. Holla at your boy, man. For real, man. Big shout out to the T Wolves, man, doing their thing, man. Big shout out to motherfucking. Oh, excuse my language. It's my day show. Big shout out to Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving the way this man is playing right now. So, you know what I'm saying? Really eating my words about this young man. And that's the thing about it too. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a contentment about yourself to understand that you're not always right. And then once you're being proved wrong, you got to be able to speak up about it. So Julius Randle is definitely proving me wrong right now. But also at the same time, he's also proving me right. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'll eat my words about him because now that he's playing within the system, I think he's becoming just that much of a better player, all around player. So, and that's dope. Cleveland, man, what's going on with y'all, man? Y'all had the second best record in the league, 64-18, I think it was, close to, pretty close. What, 6 games away from 70 and a 70-win season, and y'all down what, 3 games to 1 to Indiana. But Indiana playing, man. Y'all been watching these playoffs, dog. Man, y'all gotta watch these playoffs, man, because there's some ball going on. I do that with everything when it comes to like every age group, every sport. I love to just sit there and just watch. We had this past weekend, and then like even 2 weekends ago at Apple Valley High School. I had to work the facility for the tournaments that we were doing, but we had a basketball tournament, a huge basketball tournament going on. We had basketball tournament. We'll talk about that. That's what we're going to talk about today. But anyways, huge basketball tournament going on. They had a football. They had a baseball fundraising event going on all day, and then they also had a huge track event going on. So the parking lot was packed, man. It was crazy up in there, but it's dope, man, just to be out there. I was walking around, left the gym just to kind of go out and see the baseball that was going on. We had some kids. Our basketball program has some kids that are playing baseball, so went over there to step out and just put an eye on those guys, and then also get some of the food. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? I got to do what I got to do, man. You know what I mean? But just speaking with the track family, watching some of the track families, younger kids in there. But it's dope, man. To be able to just see kids out doing whatever they're doing it for the love, man. And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do at the high school level, because that's the last. Like I said, college used to be it, but now with all the NIL stuff going on, I think the last time that we can get kids where they're still in it for the love of the game is at the high school level and before. So, and that's why I kind of get into the whole coaching that age group, because it's the last time we can reach them, man. It's the last time we can teach them this stuff before they go off into doing everything they can for as much money as they can get. So, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But yeah, Knicks, what, 2-1? Knicks 2-1? Man, people thought Boston was finna just roll through this, steamroll through this. Knicks said, "Not here, boy, not today." You know what I'm saying? Knicks up 2-1, and honestly, the culminate. The reason why I bring up a lot of basketball is because of a lot of the things that you can learn from basketball. That's why I tell it, and I'll live and I'll die by it. But the Knicks are especially showing that defense wins championships. Their last two games, their last two wins have been amazing defensive stops at the end of at the very end of the game for the last point with Boston with the ball in their hands, ready to score, down one, tie game. It was one. I think it was a tie game going into overtime. Tie game in regular time, in regulation. Stop, boom, going to overtime. Last second shot for Boston, down one. Stop. Game win. Twice. 2 games back to back. Stops. Defensive stop. Defense wins championships. It does. You know what I'm saying? Offense wins games. Defense wins championships. Plain and simple. Some of the stuff that I say may sound outlandish. The way I say it may sound aggressive and outlandish. I'm not the only one saying this stuff, people. You know what I'm saying? So you can, I'm going to touch on this too on one of my shows. It's not about, what I've learned is it's not about how you say it. Don't let people fool you. Stop letting these people fool you. It has nothing. I'm talking about in relationships. I'm talking about in sports, coaching, teachers, parent, whatever. It's not about how you say it. It's a lie. It's not about how you say it. So if anybody ever comes up to you and says, well, the way you say, no, it's not about how it's said. It's about who's saying it. It's about who's saying it. Because I sit here and I watch videos, especially with this social media era. That's why you can't even ever tell nobody it's about how they say it. You can't ever say that, because with this social media era, you see all the stuff that's being posted. You're going to see something similar to what you're saying. You're going to see something, especially if you're proclaiming something that you're so heavily invested in, and you have a strong belief behind it. People are going to try to tear it down. People are going to try to knock it off, right? And they'll tell it to you by saying, "Oh, how you're saying it." No, it's not how I'm saying it. It has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it at all. It's who's saying it. Remember, and I told y'all before, people listen to people they like. They don't like you. They don't care what you tell them. You could be telling them, hey, look, man, if you go down this block, one block, you go take a left, take a right, and right there is a pile of money, $1 million. They'll go the other way. Just because they like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm for real, dog. That's how for real, honestly, that's how you know somebody don't like you. They don't listen to you. Straight up. I'm telling you this stuff for real, man. You can take it to the bank, man. You can take it to the crib, but you can just leave it all you want to. Like I said, man, I spit these words out for people. If you listen, blessings to you. If you don't, it ain't meant for you. Words bone. But yeah, man, you got OKC finally. Come on, fellas. Come on, man. They tied the series 2-2, but y'all had the best record in the NBA. Y'all was sitting there looking like dogs, doing your thing. Pretty much OKC is similar to Indiana, right? I was speaking about Indiana, but OKC is pretty much similar to Indiana. So when I speak about OKC, I'm gonna speak about how Indiana is too. They got some long dudes, man. They got some long dudes, man, that just go out there and play ball. Who's that? Williams over there for OKC, killing them. Turner, killing them. Siakam, he a champ. You know what I'm saying? He a champ. So that's what champs do. But Turner, man, Turner and Siakam, dude, they like 6'8", 6'9", moving around like guards, pulling up for three. What's his name? Turner got the illest 3-point shot in the game. You know why? I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. His stuff is high arc, more high arc than Steph Curry's is. I like his shot, bro. His stuff just goes up in the air, up in the rafters, goes around the top of the stadium, rolls around, and then comes back down and drops in the net. That's dope. Hey, man, I like them dudes over there in Indiana. Well, you know what I'm saying? That's a little biased, you know what I'm saying? That's where I was born at, you know what I'm saying? But came here when I was 5. Came to Minnesota when I was 5. Minnesota's all I know. But, you know what I'm saying? My bloodline, you know what I'm saying? My Ward family, you know what I'm saying? Is over there in Indiana. But, yeah, man, OKC, same thing, man. They got some long-arm dudes, man. They can just ball out, man. They just be all over the place, man. And SGA is just doing his thing. Jokic and Murray, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Gordon, though, man. I'm loving the transition of his game. Gordon reminds me of Vince Carter. I mean, he took the exact, basically same role as Vince Carter, man. He came into the game as a freakish athlete, dunking all over the place, dunking all over the place, right? And now he's serviceable. He goes out there and does his job, grabs boards and can hit the open three. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much similar to what Vince did. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you look at it, it's pretty much exactly similar because what Gordon was the dunk contest winner, amazing dunks that we've never seen ever in our life. You know what I'm saying? Uh um him and your boy Zach LaVine had one of the best dunk contests since Jordan and Dominique. And Vince Carter and him kind of basically did the exact same thing because now he's out there as a veteran and doing everything that they need to do, and then also hitting them clutch three pointers in their game. But wasn't enough. SGA and them got that dub, right? And you know the T Wolves, man. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna send them home. Wolves in 5. Gonna make this quick, man. We gave them that one, but I know they buying time for the GOAT to come back. So as long as we get ourselves back up in there and stay focused, we good, I think, personally. But yeah, that's a little bit of that. Also this weekend, you know, just a lot of prom stuff going on. I've seen a lot of prom stuff. Shout out to all the kids in high school going to prom. My son went to prom this year. Looking debonair. Couldn't get no pictures from him, man. He be hating on me, man. You know what I'm saying? But he a young dude, man. He a young man. Young king out here, you know what I'm saying, transforming into a full-blown king pretty soon here. And, you know, he's living his life and stuff, so I'll get my pictures from him when I get them. But shout out to all the people out there posting pictures of their kids at prom, and shout out to all the young people, the young adults out here attending prom safely. Hopefully you guys were out there safe and conducting yourselves accordingly, which I know you aren't. You know what I'm saying? But hey, disclaimers, you know, I believe in disclaimers, right? So I just threw a disclaimer out there, but you know what I'm saying? I love y'all. I love the young people. This is why I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all are our future. I tell people all the time, man. I'll be like, look, what am I, 47 right now, right? So if I think about it, right, 47, right? I go about 10, like realistically, if y'all really, really think about it, right? Because by this age, you understand the concept of time, right? And I'll have a show talk about time too. But if you understand the concept of time, right? In 10 years from now, I'll be 57. These kids will be 28, 26, 27, 28, right? So most likely they will be in their profession. Accountants, lawyers, doctors, firemen, policemen. They will be in position, some of them be pro athletes, but they will be in position to where they are working at places that I need to go to. You know what I'm saying? Like the dentist, right? 57 years old, I'm gonna have to go to the dentist. And one of these dudes is gonna be right there. Hey, Coach, how you doing? I gotta do something with your teeth. I'm like, God dang it. But these are our future leaders of our world, our future politicians, man. I tell people all the time, my son Lincoln, 5 years old, I said, I could tell he's gonna be a politician just by the way he negotiates. But you know, weeding his way into that, if he does that, I look at that and say to myself, okay, politician, what, about 30 something, he'd probably be able to do that, start doing that seriously if he does go into that field and everything, and the schooling and everything, and being a lawyer and all that. What about 30, right? So if I think about 30, that's 25 years from now. What am I going to be 25 years? I'm going to be about 72. We talking about pension plan, player. We talking about 401ks, player. We talking about Medicare, bro. We talking about medications, bro. We talk about all this stuff that I need, right? He's gonna be the one that determines that. You know what I'm saying? His age group, right? And that's how you gotta look at it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it with these young people. But yeah, speaking of the young people, man, let's go ahead and get into it today. Today we're gonna talk about something else that went on this weekend. We had the huge Battle of the Lakes, right? And that's gonna tiptoe into my topic of the Brawl at Eden Prairie, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it, man. Let's go ahead and talk about the Brawl at Eden Prairie, man. Let's not, I spend my little first few minutes of the show just kind of talking, lollygagging, trying to just buy time for people to get in. So hopefully I get enough people in when I start talking about my topic in my serious information that I want to talk about for today. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that, man. The Brawl at Eden Prairie. This weekend was the Battle of the Lakes. I was telling you guys about that Friday. Huge tournament, man. I'm talking about 111 teams, 111 teams at the 17U level. 109, 106 teams at the 16U level, about 80 something teams, 90 some teams at the next level. I think it was like 70 some teams at the next level, but then it was about 70, 80, 60, 70 or 80 with the rest going all the way down to 11U. So that's a lot of teams, man. That's a lot of teams. It was a huge tournament, man. Like it was pretty big, man. I was seeing names of teams that from Minnesota that I ain't never seen before. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like everybody was in there. The Swiss, the Splash, the Chill, the D1. You know what I'm saying? We got Real Phenom up in there, you know what I'm saying? Representing Real Phenom, you know what I'm saying? Not to be biased, but Real Phenom doing their thing. Man, we had Strictly, Strictly a new team? This is a new team, you know what I'm saying? But they were there. They were there. We got Fury. Fury got like 80, 85 teams in that every age group. You know what I'm saying? We got Heat up in there. You know what I'm saying? We're out the Nets is up in there. You know what I'm saying? We got we got how Pulley was up in there. Everybody was in there. Everybody was in there. Magic had a team in there, a couple teams in there too, man. So it was really huge and represented, but there was a lot of people from South Dakota, Wisconsin. It was some teams in there from North Dakota. I think it was some teams in there from Illinois, possibly, maybe Iowa for sure, but I think Illinois may have had a team in there, I think. But then also there was the RWE, the Rob Wave Elite Group, right? And that's Rob Wave's program out of Atlanta. Actually, they're based out of Atlanta. So if you think about it like that, I told y'all, man, like, you know what I'm saying? They came all the way up from Atlanta to represent and play against us. And we was banging them. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not trying to be biased or nothing like that, but the Minnesota kids was banging them. It was banging them. They can say what they want to say. They can talk about everything that they want to talk about after this Brawl situation, which we'll get into a little bit further. But we was banging them. You know what I'm saying? From what I'm watching and what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, we was banging them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because all you got to do is go on Scores and see. You know what I'm saying, right? You go on Scores and see, and then you see videos. Bam, I can piece it together. We was banging them. You know what I'm saying? But they was doing their thing too. The skill set was on display fully for all these teams, and I do give a shout out to Rob Wade for coming up to Minnesota, bringing his groups up to here to Minnesota to play, and that's dope. You know what I'm saying? That shows a culmination and a advancement of our programs here and our basketball here in Minnesota. And I told y'all Minnesota's a mecca right now. Let's get on it, man. One of the things that I did have a problem with was tournament fees. Tournament fees is outrageous, man. I told y'all this before. I've talked about it before. It's outrageous. Come on, man. It's getting outrageous. It's getting out of hand. We need to do something about that. And the reason why I say we need to do something about that is this is the reason why. Because you're charging $25 a day, right? So you charge a player's family $25 a day to come to the game. Then you tell them, okay, if you want to come for the whole weekend, that's $45 and you get a whole weekend pass, right? This was the part right here that got me. You pay that, cool. You get in, cool. But then with the Rob Wave Elite, they were in a specific showcase bracket, right? So their bracket only consisted of 3 teams, and it was a showcase bracket playing over at Eden Prairie. So only those 3 teams were playing against each other. They weren't playing against anybody else. And in order to go to those games, you had to pay on top. So if your kid was playing, which Real Phenom was playing over at Wyzetta, I was actually site coordinator for Apple Valley High School, and I mean we had a lot of people came. We had a lot of people came up, and I'm thinking about it right now. Thinking about when the cafeteria hallway when games was over, how Phil it was up there. We had a lot of people over there, man. And if you think about all those people that had to come in there and watch their kid and pay what they play, and then if they wanted to go see this whole situation with this whole showcase games with this Atlanta team versus Minnesota, they had to pay another $45 on top. And it's crazy because It was packed in there, man. That's part of the reason. We'll get into this a little bit in a little bit, but that's part of the reason why the situation happened the way it did, man. Because it was packed in there, dude. Like from what people were telling me, I had firsthand accounts from a source that was at the game, and they said and they said that it was crazy up in there, man. As far as like the attendance, like it was wall to wall. People, you know, what I'm saying no people standing up against the wall. This was like one of them New York. This is like one of them New York style games that you see, you know what I'm saying, in the movies and stuff where they playing ball, you know what I'm saying, and you got the whole crowd on the side. Um, those huge games like that. And that's what it was, man. It was people all over the place. But um, you think about how much they charged every person to get up in there, and that's crazy. That's crazy. So, I'm gonna throw that out. I'm always throw out pros and cons. And this one straight up is a con, man. We gotta fix this. We gotta fix this. Cause I mean, when you think about it, I'm not dumb, right? You know what I'm saying? I went to school and math was my main subject. And math is numbers. Numbers is money. Money is numbers. So money, numbers, you made a lot. You made a lot. And I think that we can do something about this because of how much money you're making off of these stuff. So $25 per day with $45 for the weekend and then another 45 on top of it to see the showcase. Come on, cuz. Come on, cuz. We gotta do something about that. That's trash. That's trash. That's trash, bro. That's coming up off each other right there. That ain't bettering each other. That's just coming off each other. And I'm gonna call it what it is. Anybody can call me out if you want to, but I'm gonna call you out too. That's horrible. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do something about that. But like I was saying with Wyzetta and Apple Valley, there was a lot of schools, man. It was a lot of schools, man. You had Wyzetta, Apple Valley, Hopkins, you had Eden Prairie. Man, you had who else did you have? You had Hope Field House. I mean, there was a lot of facilities, you know what I'm saying, in order to accommodate all these teams, man. You got, you know what I'm saying, like it was just crazy. And I don't get it either because we had so many teams, but yet we had a lot of games where kids were playing one game on Friday, two games on Saturday, first game on Saturday, early in the morning or early in the afternoon, later, second game late at night. I'm like, how are we spreading that out so far apart? You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be able with having so many facilities. When you have that many locations, you should be able to accommodate people playing back to back, or not back to back, but back to one game to back. You know what I'm saying? With the one game in the middle. Um, so, but it was man, it was hooping all over the state, man. It was hooping all over the state. Maple Grove facility. And yeah, man, I love it though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing about it. I love it though. I love the whole tournament environment. I love sports when it comes to this type of stuff, man, and putting on events like this and tournaments and having such a huge thing for our state for people to come to and come together and have a good time and watch some good basketball. And you see so many people, man. You see so many faces that you wouldn't see. I got a homeboy B, Brandon, that lives up by North Dakota. He comes down with his team the next level program. And I see him, man, play ball with him from high school years and stuff. And it's good to see him. Last weekend, I think it was last weekend, I see my boys Rail and Jazz. You know what I'm saying? Like some, you know what I mean, some true kings, some mentors to me. You know what I'm saying? Guys got mouthpiece on them, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? These guys got some mouthpiece on them, taught me some games. So, you know what I'm saying? You see people in these times right now, and for me, it's like a um I don't know, man. It's like a full circle, right? It kind of confirms that full circle. You be around people for so much, almost every day of your life when you're young, and then you get older, we go our separate ways and live our lives and do our family thing, and then all of a sudden something brings us back together, and that just to me adds to the whole full circle of life. And I just love that, man. Big shout outs to Real and Jazz, man, because those two dudes, man. Um, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like some words that I live by in my life came out of their mouths. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to those dudes, man, those kings, man, and you know, um, yeah, man. So that's one of the hugest pros for me about tournaments is that what I'm saying, you get to see so many people, man, and I think that it provides such a huge opportunity for kids. Um, Even though I spoke about it earlier, fees and costs and all that kind of crap, but it still gives the kids opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all these teams, you got 111 teams, 17 U teams. That's a lot of teams, man. 10 players per team. You know what I'm saying? What's that? 1,110 kids. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of opportunity. So that's pretty. I mean, you think about California, New York, Texas, Chicago. You know what I'm saying? North Carolina. I mean, you think about these places where they have a lot of basketball, and how long they've been doing this stuff for, and you think about their markets and how many programs and places they have for kids. And I think Minnesota's catching up to that. We got to do it on a scale to where we work with each other more so. I think so than working in competition with each other. But I think the fact that we have so many teams and so many opportunities for kids is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because kids want to play ball. You know what I'm saying? If they have a place to play, they're gonna play it. You know what I'm saying? And at this age, at the AAU age, there's no reason to try to corner the market with certain kids. Let them play who they want to play with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, especially when they're younger age, middle school, even younger than that, third, fourth, fifth grade, they're usually a lot of times picking what they want to play because of what their friends do. You know, that's just what it is. That's what it is, right? You can't force them into certain things. You got to let them pick, especially extracurricular activities. You got to let them pick them. You know what I'm saying? I just tell my son all the time, man, I don't care. You can pick whatever you pick, but once you pick it, nigga, you got to go 100%. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to determine that you ain't going to finish. You ain't going to determine that you ain't going to do it anymore until after the season is over with. You're going to go all the way through it. You're going to see what's up, and then we'll talk about it after that. But, you know, the opportunities that it gets for these kids and the recognition, the talent recognition. Because like I was saying earlier, man, I mean, you don't know a lot of times, man, you don't even know, man, who is. You know, you've heard words and whatever, like whatever, but this is the type of place right here, man. These tournaments and this time is a good place to see these kids showcase their talent, and exposure, and I mean, you think about social media and stuff like that, and how these kids are able to get their names out there and highlight videos. It's a big highlight video time right now. So yes, I got a promo coming to you guys for 800 Styles Productions. I'm offering an opportunity for you guys to get highlights done for your kids. You want some highlights, some promos, some marketing material, man? Let's go ahead and get your kid out there, man. 800 Styles is gonna put together highlight videos for you. Contact me. I'll put the promo together for some contact information. Or like I said, you watching this video, hit me, DM me, man. We can talk about it, right? But yeah, that talent recognition is huge for these kids, man. It's a chance for them to get on a huge stage, you know, battle at the lakes, right? You know, so it's a pretty huge stage. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you think about how many cameras are in there, you know, with all our cell phones and social media. You're going to be seen. They're going to see something. Somebody's going to see something, or you could have brought somebody in to film something for you, making a nice little highlight reel. Like I said, I gotcha. So, yeah, man, being able to do that is also good for these kids, man. It's a great opportunity for them to do that. I think that one of the things that falls into is, you know, asking ourselves, what are we doing this for? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing all this stuff and working with kids? What are we doing it for? You know, and I think that's one of the biggest questions that we need to ask ourselves when we're in this. I mean, are we doing it for the profits that we can make off of this, or are we doing this to be able to give kids an opportunity to do what they love before it's all gone? Because it seems to me like I said, that NIL and getting money is trickling down to the younger ages, and it is. I mean, point blank, what it is, right? So we have to ask that question when you build a program, when you want to build a opportunity as far as tournaments, when you want to have a facility, build a facility. What are you doing it for? You got to ask that question, because it just if it's not for the right reasons, man, it turns ugly. It just does. It will turn ugly. And proof of that was, as we get right into it now, the proof of that is how it get ugly is how this whole brawl happened at Eden Prairie. So to give you a backstory about the brawl, like I said earlier today, Eden Prairie was the location that was hosting the showcase, right? The three teams, the elite teams that came in to play, and they were, our team was banging. Our team had like the top 10 players in the state of Minnesota, the top 10. coming out of this class, right? No, it wasn't even just this. It was the top 10 players. They was cold. They was on the team, right? The twins was on there. Tommy Boy was on there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They had the other Tommy was on there. They had Nolan on that mug. They had Wiggs on that mug. You know what I'm saying? And it was pretty dope to see, man. From what I saw, like I said, we was banging them. We was banging them, banging them. You know what I'm saying? Rob Wave caught that. Yeah, they caught them. Yeah, they did. They caught them. So, um, so they had only one location. They was only going to be playing their games at Eden Prairie High School, and so they had it all set up, perfectly for the teams to play consistently after each other. So once the time started for the first games to come, that's when everybody got over there so they could see them all one at one, back to back to back to back. So, like I said, I got screenshots and I got video footage from someone who I know closely that was at the game. And they're talking to me while they were there, and they were like, "Man, there's so many people in here, man. There's so many people in there. It was just so crowded, man. Over capacity, over capacity. The number that was supposed to be the cutoff exceeded it. I mean, hey man, I'm gonna call it what it is, bro. Come holler at me. See me in the streets, holler at me. I don't hide. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm right here, social media. You know what I'm saying? Thailand TV. But they went over capacity. After they went over capacity, it was a matter of time, man. It was just a matter of time. And that's the thing about it for me is that we can't never had nothing, man. We can't never had nothing, man. When you put too many of us all in one room, man, you can't get things done, man. And it wasn't like a huge drug out fight. Nobody died. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? From what I know, nobody died. You know what I'm saying? But just the whole situation, egos, heated exchanges, things like that happen when you put this many people in one place. And from what I saw, what I was told, what I saw firsthand, um, this one young man, you know what I'm saying, from Preps Hoops. I know the dude, man. He actually was helping us out at Apple Valley 2 weeks ago, tournament 2 weeks ago. And I spoke with this young man. He was a pretty good young king, man. You know what I'm saying? Or excuse me, pretty good king. I say young king for anyone that's under 18, and I say straight up king once you become 18, right? But he's a pretty good, you know what I'm saying, king from the conversations that I had with him. And I thought he was a pretty good dude. I mean, there was times where it just kind of seemed like he was just like, you know, in his own little zone. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So it could be what it is, but I didn't get any, I didn't get any like overly aggressive vibes in this. But this young man, light skinned dude, sitting there, you know, saying walking through the crowd, walking by, and turns to the crowd and has an exchange with a kid in the stands. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is this: I know these. Like I tell people all the time, I know kids. I relate to kids. I understand the language. That's one of the things why I'm able to relate to kids so well because I know their language. So I don't even have to know what the kids said because I know how kids are. I know how high school kids talk. I know that how they talk. They are very good. High school kids are second to women when it comes to pointing out stuff that gets under your skin. Women are the top dogs at that. Women are the top dogs that can point out something that get under your skin. Y'all know what I'm talking about, ladies. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So don't take it personal. It's just what it is, what it is. Well, this coming in running second, right behind them is high school kids. High school kids, I'm talking about. They cap Joan. They get at you, man. They talk about your breath. They talk about your eyes. They talk about your hair. They talk about your weight. You know what I'm saying? That's just how they is, though. That's how they is. And this king should know that. He should know that when he's dealing with that. And then plus the fact that he's an adult and it's a kid, you gotta have that. You gotta have that separation. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to teach a kid that this is how adults do things, even in the heat of the moment. But I know how kids are, man. I know kids. They say things to pick your skin, man. And sometimes you want to, you know what I'm saying? I've seen people want to, you know what I'm saying, go in. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta hold steady, man. You gotta hold fast because what took place next was, kind of an exchange to where it was a square off, what we call squaring off, right? Squabbling up, right? It was a square off. So, a young dude stopped the king for prep stop. Young king in the stands started popping off to him. So dude was like, all right, well, I'm gonna pop off back to you, right? So young dude, I already know he's saying some goofy stuff. The king for prep hoop says that the dude spit at him. We don't know. People haven't confirmed that yet. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I just know how young dudes talk. So I don't know about the spit part, but I just know how young dudes talk. Find that out eventually. But then, if he spit at him, that's another disrespect. And young kids, young high school kids, man, get yourselves, man, in a better position, man, where you can have conversations with people, man. It ain't got to be always, testing somebody and being physical. You know what I'm saying? And taking it to that level, right? And disrespect. Because what happens after disrespect is prep hoop dudes jumping into the stands. He goes in the stands. He goes after him. They get the brawling. You know what I'm saying? And this dude for prep hoops, he ain't a little dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Most likely he didn't play some sports. So he little, you know what I'm saying? He little bulk. You know what I'm saying? He been in the gym. You know what I'm saying? He been in the weight room. You know what I'm saying? And you seen it because he took dude to the ground in the stands, drug him up the stands, he drug him up the stands. Usually he dragging him down the stairs. This nigga drug him. He drug him up the stairs. He drug him up the stairs and stuff, trying to tell him, hey, man, I'm going to tell you something right now, boy. You know what I mean? And then, the crowd, you know how it is. And the crowds going, I got this all filmed. I filmed all this. Hey man, it might be serious, but you gotta find the comedy in it, man. You gotta be able to laugh through the rain, man. You gotta be able to laugh through the rain. If you can't laugh through the rain, man, you're gonna be out of here quick, man. But yeah, man, squabble up, man. Squabble with that dude, man. People going crazy, man. Drug him out, and security came over, got prep hoop dudes off of him, hemmed him up. And actually, the young kid got in more trouble than prep hoops dude did. But you know what I'm saying? I'm sure afterwards, after they take a look at things and see these videos, he's going to have a conversation that he has to have because jumping in the stands and going after a kid is just something that me personally, I'm not taking it. You know what I'm saying? And if I see you, I'm going to tell you about it. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the story of the brawl. That's how it happened. And to me, I feel like it put a stain on Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? Because look at it, man. Look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a video of an adult fighting a kid in the stands at a basketball game. That's terrible, man. That's terrible, man. It goes back to my original question. What are we doing this for? What are you doing this for, man? I had a guy who at the game in Apple Valley. Like I said, I was over there just kind of watching things over for a couple of hours for my shift. And this guy, man, referee comes up to me and he's like, hey man, this guy over here, man, I've had to give him a technical, man. Can you talk to him, man? Because if he keeps going, man, I'm gonna have to kick him out, man. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go sit down with him, you know what I'm saying? He's like, man, yeah, man, these refs suck, man. You get on, you know what I'm saying? They're not calling nothing, man. No. Okay. And I'm like, look, man, look. This is what I told him. I said, look, man, you can't talk to the refs like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't curse out the refs. You can't curse them out. You can't point at them and say all this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to have a conversation with the ref, wait till halftime or wait till after the game or even a timeout. You know what I'm saying? But not during the flow of the game, dude. They're sitting there trying to watch the game. You know what I'm saying? Some referees have been here like all morning long. Like you got to understand this stuff, man. Like what are we doing this for, people? What are we doing this for? You know what I'm saying? Because that guy that I had to have a conversation with when I left to go check on the other gyms or whatever, I came back. I was like, what do they say? They said they had to kick him out because he continued right after. I'm like, dang. I'm like, dude, what the heck, bro? You know what I'm saying? You got people yelling at the kids, man. Coaches yelling at the kids. Coaches not yelling at the kids. Coaches yelling at the refs. You know what I'm saying? Then when I had a guy who was mad. The refs wasn't doing nothing or whatever. Wasn't calling it both ways. And then people, he's sitting his kids out and sicking his kids to push the kids. He literally, and when I went to go talk to him, because the refs told me to go talk to him, so when I went to go talk to him, he was like, "Well, that's what I'm going to do because the referees aren't calling it for us. So if that's the type of game they want to have, then I'm going to tell my kids to play." I'm like, "That's terrible, bro," because it's like now we're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I was explaining it to him like that. Like you gotta be bigger than that, dude. You gotta be bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Because that news travels. You know what I'm saying? Like that news travels. You know what I'm saying? And and people hear about this stuff, man, and we can't be having a bad stain on Minnesota, man, with all this crap going on with our tournaments and people coming over here and people. I guess there was some teams from Canada. Come on, man. And that was the game that I'm talking about was in particular a team from Canada. So that's what they remember. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully they remember my words and the fact that I was just kind of just letting them know, you know what I'm saying? It's not like that. You know, it's good over here, man. Just, we'll figure things out, right? And, you know, and all good, all bad news ain't bad news, man. All bad news. Be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you though. I'm an Angels advocate, so I gotta play both sides because not all bad news is bad news. I'm gonna let you know. There's sometimes bad news is good news. Like for real though, sometimes bad news can turn into good news. In particular, I had a situation. My mom, we were watching the news when Allen was at Michigan State. We was watching the news, and there was a kid at UConn. I forgot his name though. Shoot, I don't know. What Darren Williams? But there was a kid at UConn, and this dude stole some computers. It was on the news, right? Dude stole some computers, right? He didn't get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? But his name was out there because the news was talking about him, and he ends up going to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't stop him. You know what I'm saying? So yes. It didn't stop his future, you know what I'm saying? It didn't stop him from making millions of dollars as a professional athlete, you know what I'm saying? And I think honestly, because that whole situation happened, people were talking about him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was telling Mom after that while we was watching. I was like, Mom, sometimes all bad news ain't bad news, Mom. I was like, sometimes when you do something bad, now your name is circulating. And this was back with Allen. This was like 2001, 2002. You know what I'm saying? 2002, 2003, somewhere around there, right? And it's 20-something years later. Now with all this technology and social media, now you're going viral. Now you do something wrong, you're going viral. You viral. You going viral. Like for real. Dude knows it. The prep hoop dude, he knows that. He knows that. Rob Wave, they know that. You're going viral, dog. And that's how it is. So now you having conversations. We having conversations. I'm having a whole show dedicated to this young man and what he did and what happened at the gym, right? That was centered around him. The news media, Care 11, Channel 5, ABC, they all gonna be on it, and they're all gonna show clips of this young man, right? He's going viral. You know what I'm saying? So not all bad news is bad news. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it from that perspective, because now your name is out there, right? And then when you go from there, it's on you. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you can see. Hopefully this young man can see. Honestly, though, to bring it back. Hopefully this young man can see. You know what I'm saying? What he did, and it's how it wasn't a good light for us in here in Minnesota. And that's the thing too. I'm thinking it was Minnesota versus Minnesota. The person who do for Minnesota, the young kid Minnesota. It wasn't even like we were standing up towards Rob Wade group, you know what I'm saying, battling the Atlanta people, you know what I'm saying? We battling our own. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like the social impact of that is just, to me, just horrible. You know what I'm saying? Because what do? Do you ride with it and say, yeah, young man, stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Do you say, yo, Prep Hoops, good job of trying to defuse a situation and putting down a problem? Or do you just sit up here and say to both people, this is not going to be tolerated, this is not how we run things, and anybody that comes with this kind of mess will not be a part of what we're doing? You know, so the social impact of it is huge, because people are talking about it, and they're going to talk about it over in Atlanta. They're going to talk about it in other places because it's newsworthy. You know what I'm saying? People want to understand, especially when you put things on for us. You know what I'm saying? When you put a whole bunch of us in somewhere, the us, they did something again. The us's, they did something again. You got to realize that, man. And we got to be smarter than that. Be bigger than that. You know, because we got to figure out what we're teaching these kids. We got to figure out what we're teaching them. You know, even in the situation with the refs that I had over at Apple Valley, and the parents and the coaches, because what are we teaching them, man? I told the one of the teams that was the coach that was telling his kids just go out there and play overly aggressive and whatever. I said, because, and I told him, I said, the reason why, I get involved is because it becomes a detriment to the kids. If you're doing things to hurt the kids, or you're putting kids in a position where they can be hurt, even eating Prairie and Prep Soup's not adhering to the cap space, the capacity. It puts people in bad situations, and that is something that I draw the line at, because if you're putting kids in bad situations, or like I said, with the team that was putting his kids out there just to hurt people, you you're doing a detriment to the kids, man. And that's where I gotta get up and I gotta say something and say, hey, that's wrong. You got a problem with something, play it all the way through and then have a conversation afterwards. Because second of all, the second thing is you gotta have another game. You never know what ref is gonna be on. And everybody talks, man. Like, this stuff spreads, man. The conversations be had, bro. You know what I'm saying? People talking about you too. While you sitting up there talking about the refs or whatever, or the situation or starting fights, people are talking about you too. And you know what I'm saying? What do you want them to say about you? You know what I'm saying? Um, but overall, man, overall, I think that my main point is that we got to do whatever is for the betterment of our kids, man. We have to do whatever is for the betterment of our kids, man. We have to teach the kids how to do this stuff correctly. And if we're out there throwing blows all the time when somebody says something bad to us, guess what you think? Guess what you think the kids are going to think is okay to do? Throw blows every time they have a problem with something. You know what I'm saying? And one question I ask kids a lot. I ask kids, I said, "Do you want to be a boxer? You want to grow up and be a boxer?" Like, I got, what I'm saying? My boy Adonis, he got a spot. You can go over there. You gonna be a boxer? Do you want to be a boxer? They say no. Then why are you fighting? You ain't training to be a professional to make $1 million in boxing. What are you fighting for? What are you going around fighting people all the time and getting mad and fighting and arguing all the time? Why? Is that a field you're going into? Then why are you doing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it don't make you money, why are you doing it? If it ain't something that can make you money, why are you doing it? Right? We got to do this for the betterment of these kids, so we can teach these kids how to be young men, young kings, and young queens, and how to have conversations. And that's everything I say circles back. Conversations, communication. That is one of the biggest things that we can teach kids, is how to conversate and how to communicate. Do you know how many problems that solves just by knowing how to talk and how to converse and how to communicate with somebody? Do you know how many problems and issues that solves? I've had situations with kids and they be like, I've had a conversation with a kid, right? And I ain't even said nothing, and the kid going off about what he think I got a problem with, and I don't even have a problem with what he think I got a problem with. And he going off for 5 minutes about what he think I took about the game for. And I'm funny like that. I'm different. I'm a different coach. I'll let you go off. I'll be like, what do you think? Matter of fact, I'll even ask you, especially if it's a kid that comes off with attitude all the time. I'll ask him, because that's what he wants. So I'm gonna give him what he wants. So I say, okay, what do you think I brought you out for? Oh, well, yeah, that pass that I made to so and so. Yeah, I was thinking about that because he was going that way. But if last time I passed it to him, he didn't catch it, so I figured it out. I wait a little bit longer till his man was gone or whatever, and then I would pass it to him, and that's why it got stolen. But it shouldn't have got stolen because I wasn't really trying to pass it over there. And I'm like, uh huh, uh huh, uh huh, uh huh. Well, that sounds amazing. That sounds great. But I'm more so talking about on the defensive side, when you didn't rotate to the next guy after your teammate went up and got the guy at the 3-point line. You left the other guy that was wide open, and you just stood in the middle, and didn't rotate over to his guy. He was like, oh, yeah. See, so you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we teaching these kids? You know what I'm saying? Being able to communicate is the best thing that we can do. That is the total fixer for everything in life, is learning how to communicate, learning how to take a second, figure out what's going on, figure out the solution, and then apply it. And if we can teach them those steps, that will help them go a lot further in life. And we can stay away from having brawls and eating Prairie, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay away from having brawls and eating Prairie. Eating Prairie. Eating Prairie, dog. Hey man, you can't make this stuff up, man. Hey man, I love this, man. I love this, man. Absolutely, man. This social media stuff, man. Um, so that stuff was funny, man. I seen that, but yeah, I think we need to have a conversation about this today. Because I just don't want us to start going. And this is hey, this is why I'm creating Athletes in Crisis. This right here, this brawl is one of the reasons why I'm starting Athletes in Crisis. Is to have a space and have a spot and have a center for kids to get help and to be taught how to communicate. We need to teach you how to communicate. That is the biggest deciding factor with your future is how you communicate, how you shake hands, and how you talk to people. So yeah, man. It's your boy, man, 800 Styles, man. Thank you for joining me today. If you join me today, shout out to Prep Hoops. Change them fees. Change them fees. Be the first to change them fees, man. Be revolution. Be a revolution. You know what I'm saying? Always got somebody to be the first. You know what I'm saying? You'll probably make a lot more people happy. You'll probably make a lot more money. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. I know. It sounds crazy, but sometimes the craziness is the illest, right? I mean, it's got to be somebody that wants to be first, man. It's got to be a pioneer. So, one love, man, to you guys, man. Shout outs to everybody. It's a beautiful Monday. Once again, it's beautiful weather in Minnesota, 80 something degrees. It's been like that for the last week. I think it's going to continue to be like that for at least another week from what I saw. But yeah, get out there, get on the lakes, get out there, get some fresh air. Get your yard done. I got my yard done. I got some dandelions in back. The front is taken care of, but the back is looking a little choppy, so I got to get to that. But yeah, man, thank you. Blessings to everybody. I appreciate everybody. Tune in tonight for my tonight show as we talk about vulnerability. And yeah, we're gonna delve into it, man. This is what we're gonna do, man. 800 Styles, man. Thailand TV. Thank y'all for pressing out. The God. Prophet de jour, man. Have a good day. Blessings. Love y'all.